For my final project, I decided to focus on design thinking and how design thinking can be used in the world. Um, so the first way it can be used that I found was in L&D programs, which stands for Learning and Development. These programs are used in companies and businesses to help the employees stay loyal to their organization and to help the employees develop new skills and to excel in their current role and to advance their career. Um, it helps them to be better at a specific area, especially within the business, and help them to continue to improve. Um, Design thinking, basically, like I wrote about in my report, is a way of creative problem solving. So it works in L&D programs in just the regular steps that creative thinking or design thinking usually works. The first step being empathize. So you try to understand the employees' issues, the problems, the way that the employees work, and then you go to step 2 is to define the problem and to work towards solving the problem. So by empathizing with the employees, you can understand what they need, what they want in the business and in the situation they're in. And then step 3, ideate, is to just the classic brainstorming sessions, just figure out possible solutions to fixing the problem. And then you've got the prototype step and the test step, which are exactly what they say. The prototype step, you test out the solutions, you come up with prototypes, and then you've got the testing to put it into further testing, get feedback, adjusting, and approval for the new methods. So then we've got, I found an article by Lisa Ruiz about how she's made it work in the medical field. She had a patient come to her with who her doctors gave her the wrong medication, and so it was doing weird things to her body. It wasn't working right. So she said that she used design thinking to come up with a solution. She said that it would help her understand the humanity of people, and it was an opportunity to slow the decision making down, consider new perspectives, and get new insights for problem solving. So the steps she used were pretty similar. The empathize step, she called it concrete learning. She said it helped her gain a new experience and new perspective. So basically she started to understand the patient a lot better. The second was reflective observation, which is basically just defining the problem. And then she did advanced thinking by forming new ideas, which is basically ideate. She came up with solutions, she was problem solving and all that jazz. And then she went straight into the experiment stage, where she tried to fix the problem, and she worked with the patient and they ended up making it work. And then the third way that design thinking can be used in the world is in relationships. The author of this article that I found, he broke it down into the basic steps again. Empathy, he said, to let go of preconceived notions, to listen to people, the way the British psychoanalyst Wilfred Bion said. He said, it's listening without memory or desire, just to listen. And to really care about how the other person feels, which is a basic of empathy. And then step 2 was to define the problem again. So what happened in the relationship, and what can we do to make it better? So it overlaps kind of a little bit with the ideation stage, where you recognize when it happened and try to see how you can fix it. The prototype stage is a little bit different because he comes up with a specific prototype that he says should work for mostly every relationship. He says to, at the beginning, set the ground rules, because this type of situation is more than wanting to win. He says to never use you always or you never. You're never yelling, never shutting down emotionally, and commit verbally to the relationship so that both partners know that they want the relationship to continue. And then in the second step, he talks about answering the question, are we on track? He says about once a month to ask the question, are we on track? And if not, figure out how to fix it. And then the fifth step, again, just the regular design thinking step, is to test it and just do it. So design thinking can be really useful in many different ways. It can be useful in businesses and in organizations. It can be useful in relationships and even in the medical field. And who knows, we might be able to find other ways to use design thinking, and I'm sure there are other ways, because there are a lot of problems that need to be solved. Yeah, so that's design thinking.